Yeah, but the old seasons are so much better.
Oh my God. Shut Up and Dance?
The
one with the pig?
I know. Noah's wrong.
He always is.
Maybe. I've never seen it.
Okay. Do me now. Oh, that's so good. You're good at this.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Cecil. You know how this week's topic is massagers or something? I haven't read the essay yet, but I looked at the pictures.
Why'd you stop?
And
what are you doing? Get my neck. Stop. Don't.
Okay. Just I was talking to Cecil. Give me 1 second.
Guys, those aren't...
I know. Why so many, right? But I guess Anna has a really sore back or something. So I just borrowed a bunch of hers. Ooh, Heath, try this one. Right? All that violin playing.
Guys, those aren't massagers. And the topic this week, it's not massagers.
Yeah, it's
guys.
vibrators. It's like in the title.
Yeah, and those are used vibrators that you're rubbing each other with.
They aren't massagers?
No, bud, man. Those aren't Anna's massagers.
She has so many.
I know she does, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, don't stop, though. Just, you stopped again.
Okay.
That is the spot. Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts, because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Heath, and I'll be the host for today's Dick Party, also known as the Mater D, and I'm joined by a four-pronged support staff. First up, we have a hard 3 and a soft 5 who think that adds up to a nice Goldilocks 8, Tom and Cecil.
Okay, all right. In no world do I think that anything on me adds up to an 8. No.
And a whole lot more of me than 5 is soft. That's all I want to say. Yeah.
I know. And also joining me are two men who are both really, really sorry about that. Never happens to them, but they make up for it with a great personality and all that sweet podcasting money. Please welcome Noah and Eli.
I'm on a little show called Citation Needed. Maybe you've heard of it in the previous sentence that I just said.
We have dozens of listeners. Dozens.
Lots of dozens.
Multiple dozens.
Let's not get crazy. Like a single dozen. Yeah.
All right, so before we get started, big thanks to all the patrons for giving us money. Money makes you a better person, and we are terrible, terrible people. So it's super important. That's good stuff. And if you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, be sure to stick around till the end of the show. And with that out of the way, tell us, Cecil, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event are we going to be talking about today?
Well, in honor of episode 69, today we're going to be talking about vibrators.
All right, just a quick side note, because unless I've misunderstood the 69 position pretty wildly, and I will grant that possibility, I'm not sure vibrators are a standard part of that repertoire.
Oh, if you're lazy, they are.
You fool.
That's so fucking I just have one that straps on like it's like a nose. It's like a clown nose. It just straps right on. I'm on my iPad the whole time. It's fucking great, man.
We're just going to do the old 11. I'm feeling kind of tired today. We're going to do the old 11. Perfect.
She's got the remote. You don't even have to like bob and weave. You can just fucking. You don't have to do DMV lady head motions. You don't got to be like. She controls the whole thing.
All right. Well, Noah, you ignored the pictures and I'm sure just read the articles. Are you ready to give us a very sad John Henry story about the impending obsolescence of our entire gender?
Yes. Yeah, impending.
In many ways, Heath, it's what I was made to do.
Fantastic. So, what is a vibrator?
Well, obviously, there are a lot of ways I could answer that question, but the opening of the Wikipedia article is so deliciously clinical that I've got to quote it. Quote, a vibrator is a sex toy that is used on the body to produce pleasurable erotic stimulation, end quote. I feel like you can learn a lot about the person who wrote that sentence by the word choice there. Most notably, they seem to suffer under the delusion that there is some kind of non-pleasurable erotic stimulation.
Oh, look at me. I'm Noah. All erotic stimulation is pleasurable. My life is amazing. No, strong disagree. You're getting that dry, clumsy heege. You're trying to get through it like you're at the dentist. But, like, you're still going to come. Like, it's definitely still erotic. That's not something that happens for you guys?
Man, you need to learn to give yourself better hand jobs, Heath.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good, man.
The words of Bo Burnham, I'm the only one with standards low enough to fuck me.
I love a good erotic simulation. VR speculum videos put the Rift back in Oculus. You know what I mean?
That's where we need smell-o-vision.
All right, so the article goes on to explain, quote, most 2010 era vibrators, so there are eras here. Vibrators are like jazz, you see.
I just wonder why they shook their hands like that. Jazz vibrator.
It's about the clits they don't play with, man.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, so the 2010 era vibrators, quote, contain an electric-powered device that pulsates or throbs. Note that it says most here because Amish women need to come too.
Yeah, no, that's important. Amish vibrators are just a bee's nest, though. So it's true. They actually sell those on Goop. Gwyneth Paltrow will sell you that.
She's got a fact checker now and everything.
So, yeah, right? So the quote continues, which is used to stimulate erogenous zones, end quote. And then in case that isn't clear, it gives some examples of the erogenous zones you might want to try your vibrator on, including, but not limited to, quote, the clitoris, rest of the vulva or vagina, penis, scrotum, or anus, end quote.
Hey, Cosmo reader at Wikipedia, Eli Bosnick here. Very important PSA. Nobody wants a vibrator on their penis or scrotum. That's not how these things work. Right? That's not how the mechanism, that's not how the machinery works down there.
Incorrect.
This is advice coming, people, from Eli Bosnick. Like, of all the places that Eli has drawn his line, pressing a vibrator against his balls, that's his line.
I don't need it. You need one fucking sex tip.
Last week, I lost my car keys in his anus, but he doesn't want a vibrator on his sack.
Did you get him back?
That's not the point, Eli
2 days
Bosnick.
later.
That is the point.
All right. So Noah, let's have some more informational content. When were vibrators invented, and how did women come before that?
Well, Heath, I think you know I've never been one to let how a woman comes slow me down, so I'll ignore the second half of that question. While the vibrator's pre-modern cousin, the dildo, dates back at least 28,000 years, that's real, 28,000-year-old dildo, found in Germany. But you probably already guessed that, you know.
Yeah, it was actually called the primordial oozer. It was a cool.
All right, so, but the vibration thing wasn't added to the dildo until the late 18th century because men don't have clits. If they did, it would have been the second thing we did with electricity after harnessing it on a kite, right?
And that began the great American tradition of cock ring kite flying. Side note, I'm not allowed in public spaces anymore.
That's good.
No one appreciates history.
After the guy first invents electricity, he's like, hey guys, plug your clit into this socket.
Right? Let's see what that does.
Yeah.
Okay, just circling back. Yeah, I mean, some men don't have a clit, but have you guys heard of the perineum? This is amazing. It's a new thing for me. Game changer. If you have not, check it out if you have not heard.
One of the running themes I did not think would be part of this show was Heath's budding sexuality.
I learned about it last year. It's the taint. We're talking about the taint, right?
Last year where you were like, ASMR, the taint.
Yeah, it's magical. I work it all day. I put a little thing on my chair and I just kind of like tilt.
Oh, like you sit on a tennis ball, like a pitcher warming up?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually use hacky sacks, but yeah, similar to what you're just. What
Wait,
you're
is that
thinking.
how a pitcher warms up? I don't know much about baseball.
They got to rub a tennis ball into their arm. Don't they?
I think it's a different kind of pitcher, Tom.
They rub a tennis ball into their arm.
That sports camp was not sports camp, Eli. They lied to you
Well,
there.
it wasn't sex camp because they just rubbed a tennis ball into my arm. I feel like the altar boy who didn't get molested. You're just like, is it me? These robes aren't slimming.
The vibrator was originally developed as a medical device because doctors noticed that women tended to feel better after coming, which took men a really long time to notice, apparently. Now, the inventor is disputed, but Wikipedia gives the name Romain Vigouroux. And, right? Yeah, it just seems way too close to dick-ass throbbing for me to take it seriously, but why not? A guy named Vigouroux invented the vibrator, sure.
There's a white roux, there's a blonde roux, there's a dark roux, and if you stir it just right, there's a vigor roux.
Just don't stir it too vigorously or you'll break it.
Well, right. I've been trying for years. I ain't never broke it yet.
Everyone always goes for the black roux. It's not.
So, regardless of who invented it, we know that several doctors in Europe were facing the same dilemma at the same time. Too many women to manually masturbate. See, back then, a lot of women would go to a doctor and basically get diagnosed with being an insufferable bitch, also known as female hysteria in the parlance of the time. And even as far back as Hippocrates and Galen, doctors realized rubbing one out tended to help with that problem.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But what were they doing for the women to help?
Oh my God. Too many women to masturbate? Like, this is such a first world problem. Like,
Right?
I'm so tired from fingering chicks at work all day.
Purple tunnel, man.
Being a fucking pharmacist back then would be pretty fucking baller. Jesus. Honey, why don't you just come around the counter? Just come back here.
But see, now that's the thing, though. That's not how the doctors saw it, apparently, because, because genital massage didn't include penetration, it wasn't considered sexual.
Really?
Who's fooling who?
Okay. I mean, that's just obnoxious, though. Like, all right, man, my vaginal aura is good. Why don't you just get right in there? What the fuck's happening here?
Yeah, I feel like all the orgasm noises would be a dead giveaway, but apparently, no, not so much. And by and large, doctors just looked at this as a tedious chore that they had to do now and again. Just, another long day at the clitoris, I guess.
I'm just imagining myself getting like an angry, resentful hand job from the lady at the DMV. Just like, oh, okay. Okay, there. Next. Let's go.
And by imagining, Heath, do you mean remembering?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, like, he seems to get a lot of really bad hand jobs. This is a recurring theme.
I thought we weren't doing shout outs to our exes on the show. This is weird. I still know her, guys.
Maybe if you would have called.
All right, now, so there are versions of this story that suggest that the vibrator had some other initial purpose and was only, later subverted for its current sinful use. But if it was because doctors were sick of rubbing clit all the time, you get to imagine way better, there has to be a better way infomercials for the whole thing. So
his hand keeps slipping out and just punching himself in the face. It's like banana peel noises. Help me, Dr. Vigouroux.
Some chick spit roasted between two dudes. Just set it and forget it.
She's spatchcocked right there. Spatchcocked. Culinary jokes. Crushing it.
No,
Crushing
it's official.
it.
That is going to be the citation needed version of this history.
There's just one doctor that has repetitive motion injuries from all this rubbing, so he starts giving out prescriptions for banister slides and horseback riding, and scissoring with your sorority sisters on spring break. Those are all in my browser history.
Oh, right.
All three of those.
I was wondering why they were alphabetical like that, but yeah, no, it makes sense now. So
I was wondering about the banister slides, but I'm
Banister slides? Why, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right, so with all these doctors suffering through countless hours of clit rubbing, a technological solution was bound to show up eventually. And by the early 1880s, vibrators were in wide use to treat a wide variety of ailments in women, including what the wiki identified as morbid irritability. And yeah, I can see how it would work for that. Other ailments included indigestion, constipation, arthritis, tumors, wrinkles, and whatever allowed the doctor to play with a vagina, I think.
Wow. And this would not be the last time the Germans found the cure for being Eli. So,
Oh, Jesus.
It's true.
If that worked for wrinkles, lady bits would be a lot easier to shave. That's
Right.
what I say, you know?
That's my problem with lady bits. They're hard to shave.
All right, so by 1900, vibrators were being marketed for home use along with other household appliances. Ads extolled their many supposed health and beauty benefits, and while all of them were bogus, somehow all the orgasming women who bought them didn't mind enough to demand a refund. Vibrator ads continued to show up in mainstream magazines until the 1920s when they started showing up in pornography, and then even the really church lady type started realizing what they were for.
Liars. They're using
Yeah,
it for what? How awful. I was just using it to treat my wrinkles.
For several decades, the vibrator languished in relative obscurity, banished from the pages of McClure magazine, and only known through whispers at particularly risque Tupperware parties.
I mean, you can keep a corn on the cob in there.
Well, there you go. But it made a comeback in the 1960s amidst the sexual revolution. In 1966, one John H. Tavel applied for a patent for the first cordless electric vibrator for use on the human body, which created the vibrator we know today. And reminds us that until 1966, you literally had to plug them into the goddamn wall, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it.
Women who only had one working outlet could finally double up on a two-pronged attack. You know?
Well, there you go.
Abigail, honey, what are you doing in there? What's happening?
Go away.
What? Okay. Just why are you using all 4 of my extension cords? I need them.
Why doesn't your dick work?
Okay, carry on.
Oh, JFK.
It's like it's 1966 and all the lights in town dim collectively 10 minutes after the Monkees is over. They're like, what is going on over there?
So interesting little tidbit from the wiki article about that patent, by the way. Quote, the patent application referred to an earlier patent dating back to 1938 for a flashlight with a shape that left little doubt as to a possible alternate use. End quote.
Okay. In fairness, very few flashlight shapes would leave that doubt. Like, I feel like I could shove every flashlight I've ever seen inside of myself if I felt like it. What?
I mean, I get it, but someone had a power outage, right? And then was like, honey, why is the flashlight all sticky? Why doesn't your dick work? Sorry, retract it again. Carry on.
A proud tradition the fleshlight carries on to this day. So
Yeah, right. There you go. All right, so vibrator tech continued to flourish throughout the late 60s with multi-speed models showing up on store shelves and one-piece construction methods driving down the cost and making them easier to clean. Because as much as I never really thought about that, you probably don't want to have to break it down like a Glock every 5th use or whatever.
The NRA's frantically trying to pass jigger locks.
The primordial Uzi, I think, would be the name for that. and women were breaking that thing down and reassembling blindfolded like a fucking Marine in like 10 seconds. Just like, this is my dildo. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
That gives a whole new meaning to private pile.
right. There's a joke somewhere in here about squirt guns, but I'm far too classy to make it. I'm not going to let that one go.
All right, so over the next few decades, the use of vibrators became increasingly visible. Well, okay, that's not the right way to phrase it exactly, but it was more mainstream.
And not visible, and visible, and not visible.
All right, so by 2009, Oprah had a lady doctor coming on and recommending mothers buy their 15 and 16-year-old daughters vibrators so they could tell when their future boyfriends weren't finishing the job, I guess.
Yet another reason to hate Oprah. Someone might have thought it was their fault, damn it.
Yeah, that was like a weird episode. Like, okay, reach under your seat and you get an orgasm. And you get an orgasm. And not you, Stedman. You come when I say you come.
Stedman jokes. Stedman jokes are what got Heath this time, everybody.
So I got to be honest, even I underestimated how mainstream vibrators are because according to this article, among the national U.S. chain retailers that include vibrators on store shelves are CVS, Walgreens, Kroger, Safeway, Target, and Walmart, which means some lady bought her vibrator at Walmart and probably some lady bought her vibrator at Walmart from a rascal. That would make her the most American person of all time.
Just Kim Davis on a rascal yelling at a Walmart manager trying to return sushi and a Hitachi wand. Oh, God. Hurling ethnic slurs about Asians. And then she unzips her face. A family of bald eagles flies out. They grab assault rifles and they shoot up a school. And then Kim Davis is like, wow, price is freedom. What are you going to do? Can I get a Lucy Craft single for the car ride, though? Great. America.
Okay, wait. CVS. Now I have questions. Does CVS sell homeopathic vibrators too? Because do they give you a douche and tell you it has the power of 8,000 dicks with no side effects?
All right, so how widespread is the use of vibrators? Well, according to research published in a Thank you, sir. I should have known better than to go with this topic. I really should have.
Man. It just doesn't. It's never going to stop.
All right. Yeah. No, I've got it together, guys. Calm down.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, right. All right. Well, according to research published in a 2009 issue of the Journal of Sexual Medicine, about 53% of women in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 60 have used a vibrator. A different study showed us that about 43.8% of heterosexual men had used one, and about 49.8% of non-heterosexual men have used one.
Yeah, 43.8% of men at some point are just like, okay, it's been a long day. My jaw is exhausted. Let's just get out the power tools and cut out the middleman. That's me. I'm the middleman. I don't need to be here.
Yeah. All right. And by the way, I have to point this out. At this point in the article, there's a picture to the right captioned, "A woman inserting a vibrator in her vagina," because they felt like that needed a caption.
You don't know. It could be the first draft of the Cookie Monster. I'm looking at it right now. This is upsetting.
It's for the Braille translation, Noah, ableist.
Well, it looks like we went through pretty much the entire history of vibrators from inception to modern day. So is there anything left to talk about on the other side of the break, or are we like pretty much through it?
Well, we haven't gotten to types of vibrators yet,
right.
and the article lists 17 of them.
All right. What? Fantastic. That's so many more than I would have guessed. Well,
it's like when they read resumes of people that are taking your job. You know what I mean? Great.
They're building robots to do everything. They're building robots to do everything.
I'll just show myself out. I don't even get a severance package here. What the fuck?
I figured it would be two, like dick and really fucking big dick. There's 17. Wow. All right. Well, with at least 17 vibrators to look forward to, we'll take a quick break for a, no doubt, extremely tasteful edition of Apropos of Nothing.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Stroganoff. Does this ever happen to you?
I say, Gerald, I fancy voting.
Or this?
I do wish you'd stop hitting me when you're drunk.
Hysterics. Why not try Dr. Stroganoff's brand new Hysteria Alleviator? It uses the power of electricity to turn the hysterical harpy in your life into this.
Yeah, man, I'm going to go hang out with the Alleviator for like another 20 minutes or so. Okay, Gerald?
Dr. Strokanov's Hysterics Alleviator, now powered by radium.
Gal Jalal, it's me, Malaga Trump, here to tell you all about vibrators.
That's right, Melania.
Come on, George. It's Chisel from the Cognitive Blissendence podcast.
None of those were words. Those weren't
Anyways,
words.
ladies, sometimes when you marry a very handsome and rich man, he'll be too busy to go all around the downstairs places, but tag leave you frustrated.
It's not even like an accent, I don't think. It sounds like you're doing the guy from Fat Albert.
And that's when you'll need a vibulator quick and fast.
Quick and fast. I did get that last part.
So tag it from me. Get yourself a little friend for when your sexy handsome husband is in Russia jabbing a pee dance. Vibrators, not just for men anymore.
Sure. I guess.
Great. Chisel, you look Greg. Really cut. Have you been, babe? Give me a hung.
You smell like a makeup counter.
It's because I cry so much.
Hold on to your clicks. The big one is coming to the Hitaki Center this Sunday at 8 p.m. Brought to you by WYFU and WRPM. It's the Hot Rod Spectacular and Mega Vibrator Show. Watch all of your favorites battle it out. Max D, Monster Plug, Beaver Twister, Raminator, El Taco Loco, Black Stallion, Undulator, and many more. Check out the Mudbog Racers just out the back door. And from the 23rd century comes Reverberator, the 900 RPM jet-powered 2-story tall transforming slot bot. Get your tickets today.
And we're back. When we left off, 47% of women were being big fat liars. So what's next?
Okay, well, next, they say they think a threesome is hot, but then when you ask about it, they yell at you. So
Before we go into the extensive list of different types of vibrators, I want to share a few things from the opening of that section of the wiki. First of all, the people who wrote this want to make it super clear that sometimes vibrators are sold as back massagers. Do not be fooled. They are vibrators. They also point out that most vibrators run on batteries, but some are rechargeable, some have cords, and at least one attaches to a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, the Woomba.
nothing makes an abortion fun like an orgasm, right? It's a twofer.
The vacuum vibrator is just a vibrator, and then some guy who vacuums the living room. That's
Right, there you go. All right, so the article also points out that some, quote, luxury brand vibrators, end quote, come completely covered in medical grade silicone with no exposed control panels or seams. But even then, you still got to wash your vibrator. Don't be gross. And then the intro ends with this sentence, quote, while some companies sell significantly larger dildos and vibrators, most that are marketed for vaginal or anal insertion are sized around the average penis size, end quote. Don't be scared.
Little side note here, huge problem with cheap vibrators is that they're like made out of poisonous shit or cheaply made shit that'll get people sick or cut you when it splits open. So, you know, if you're listening, Adam and Eve, ladies and gents, splurge on yourself.
I think that's actually their catchphrase, right?
I thought it was adamandeve.com. For sex toys so good, they'll bring you a sandwich.
Oh, that's good too. All right. So then it lists all the various types of vibrators, including, number one, clitoral. Often sold as a back massager, these are powerful wand vibrators, such as the Hitachi Magic Wand, which has its own hyperlink in Wikipedia, by the way. It's got its own article. These come, as the article points out, in a variety of colors, textures, and shapes.
You guys hear that? That's the sound of 1,000 listeners realizing as one that their mom masturbated. Yep. Yeah, that's what she used that for, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, don't say no. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, Eli. No, it's not. Shut up.
All right, so very weird little sentence hiding in this one. By the way, it says, quote, variations include vibrators shaped like narrow bullets, ergonomic designs, human tongues, animal shapes, and miniature rockets, end quote.
Like the crackers?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Well, I guess, yeah, no, there's apparently a market for barnyard-themed vibrators. I would have gotten that one wrong on the test.
There are so many reasons to be nervous when she says, move over and let Black Beauty have a turn.
Yeah, all dicks are equal, but some are more equal than others. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there are some races that the rabbit always comes in first in. You know what I'm saying?
Now I have to compete with a goddamn horse cock running at 3,000 RPMs? I have never felt so inadequate.
Well, but to be fair, Tom, you don't have to carry a live show in front of 250 paying customers until next week. So,
Yeah, but I care about my sexual performance.
oh well, there's
Do you?
Well, I care that doesn't make me any better at it. I just hurt.
just feel bad later, right?
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to our second vibrator type, dildo-shaped. Quote, approximately penis-shaped, can be made of plastic, silicone, rubber, vinyl, or latex, end quote. Seems like with enough creativity, that list could have been a lot longer. It also points out here that they could be double-ended so that both anal and vaginal stimulation is achieved simultaneously, but I feel like at that point, they're not penis-shaped anymore, right? Or is there something wrong with mine?
Okay, I mean, that's a nice feature. Like, if you're camping, I guess, like saving or Italian, but I feel like I'd want a dedicated ass dildo, like one dedicated for ass, separate one for my vagina. Like,
yeah, different speeds and
yeah, like toothbrushes, like always front to back. That's
I agree. Nobody wants to have to mark the right side with Sharpie. It really brings down an orgy, let me tell you.
Okay, quick timeout. Sorry, everybody, quick timeout. Who's right? It says right side.
The correct side. The correct.
Which is correct? Okay.
Buttholes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carry on.
All right, moving on the list here, we also have egg or bullet vibrators. Apparently, these are the most commonly used vibrators. They're egg or bullet shaped, as the name implies, and they're designed for vaginal insertion. And the article adds, quote, with wireless or wired control, end quote.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets? No, I'm trying to tell you when you're ready, you won't want to.
I think we're also being told that women wish our dicks were a large, twitchy egg instead of a dick. That's what I'm getting from that.
Can deny.
Now I understand why my wife wanted that Hatchimal for Christmas.
All right, so the next one up on the list is waterproof. I don't feel like that's a different kind so much as a different feature, but these are vibrators that can be used in the shower, but safety first. Just because a vibrator says it's waterproof doesn't mean it can be submerged. For that, you still need a dick or a better waterproof vibrator, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the second one, like, not a dick. Like, I tried to fuck in water once. I don't know about you guys, but it was ridiculous. It's like living inside the saddest slow-mo replay in the history of sports. Nothing was going well. Like ESPN guys drawing chalkboard notes on my dick, making fun of my form. It was no good.
John Madden going, boom, 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 boom.
Whoop.
Something had to.
More like he's going stumbling, fumbling, rumbling, bumbling.
I just have thought here, but like, shouldn't all vibrators just be waterproof? Because that's like a moist environment. Anyway,
Wait, is it?
that's a stitch.
Hold on a second. All right. So number 5 on the list here is the rabbit. After being famously featured in an episode of Sex and the City, the rabbit became the must-have vibrator of the late 90s. The rabbit is a 2-pronged vibrator that stimulates both the vagina and the clit together.
What's up in there, Doc? The bunny always takes the right turn at Albuquerque. You know what I mean?
Right.
Both. So, spear and magic helmet. Okay.
Just get more and more obsolete.
Killed a moment.
All All right. So next one on the list is it says just G-spot. This one basically is like a normal vibrator, but with a curve and designed to stimulate the G-spot or the prostate.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, we all know what the G-spot is, but let's explain for all the listeners what that is. I'll go last. Why don't you go now? If you miss anything else, I'll explain.
Oh, in a year from now, he's going to be like, you guys know what I found out? Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. You guys come and sing Uncle Cracker at the same time, right?
Somebody answer the question, though. Okay.
All right, so the Wikipedia article on this one, by the way, also says that they have a soft jelly-like coating, and I am dying to know what jelly-like means to whoever wrote that, because to me it means edible and sticky.
I mean, everything is edible if you try hard enough, Noah.
Well, the same goes for sticky, really.
Well, eventually. All right. So we've also got bendable vibrators because not every vagina is straight, damn it.
Yeah, what if you're fucking the girl from The Ring, huh? You think of that?
Right?
What? Why would? Okay, whatever. Or a duck, I guess. A duck, like, because ducks have corkscrew dicks and vaginas. So I'm assuming they use an auger for a vibrator. What do they got going?
You want that shit custom for that hot bespoke pussy. I get it.
There you go. All right, we've also got programmable and remote control vibrators. This would be a vibrator that's worn either in or against the genitals and can be controlled remotely or pre-programmed, I guess, if you already know your masturbation schedule going into the day.
Siri, cancel appointment. Cancel appointment. I'm not ready.
I just hear Siri like, who's Alexa, Heath? Huh? Who is Alexa?
Okay, Google.
Okay. By the way, one example they note here is a vibrator called the Little Rooster, which you're supposed to wear overnight, and then at a pre-programmed time, it starts vibrating like a little alarm clock for you.
No cock? This'll diddly do. Let me tell you.
I mean, look, maybe it's different for ladies, but I'm not sure I want to be woken up that way, you know? Like, let me get some coffee, take a morning shit. There's an order to these things, people.
Yeah, and then just 3 more of those morning shits and you're ready for the day, right?
That is very ill. Like, seriously, take it and save all the episodes because they're gonna let go of the iTunes account. I'm telling you, just download them.
So the next vibrator on our list here is the Pocket Rocket. And honestly, the description of this one doesn't really distinguish it from the other one. So either it's really poorly written or some lady like who really loves her Pocket Rocket was going like, fuck that. None of these others compare. It's in a league of its own.
I don't really know what she's talking about, but the word pocket is making me picture a Swiss Army dick, like with a lot of like weird, funny connections. The tweezers and the toothpick feel like they'd be helpful. Like that's a good...
Yeah. Depressingly, also the magnifying glass. That doesn't make me feel better.
You can burn bugs on it. Get rid of those crabs.
All right, so we've also got undercover vibrators. These would be discrete vibrators designed to look like everyday objects like lipstick tubes, cell phones, or, and this is the Wiki's third example, not mine, art pieces.
Honey, why do you always take so long in the bathroom with your walking kielbasa?
I'm doing art. John F. Kennedy Jr. John F. Kennedy Jr. Full circle. There's 3 beats on that joke.
Discrete doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it looks like. As soon as you start rubbing it on your vagina, that's a dead giveaway. It's lipstick. It doesn't matter now.
No.
Now it's not.
It's tagged out. It's no longer.
Now put it on your mouth. That's a whole thing now.
All right, so then the next one on the list is anal vibrators. And look, any one of these is an anal vibrator if you want it bad enough.
Or just want it medium, I guess, or a little, or you slip. There's lots of ways.
But yeah,
you're pressing it to your balls in ecstasy and you mess up.
All right, but they list that as a distinct category, and then they just kind of like, I guess, point out what you want to look for in a good anal vibrator. Quote, vibrators designed for anal use have either a flared base or a long handle to grip to prevent them from slipping inside and becoming lodged in the rectum, end quote.
Isn't that what you want? Okay.
It also warns you to use a lot of lube because you're sticking a piece of plastic in your ass. So you,
You know you're in for a fun night if your anal vibrator comes with a length of rope and a carabiner.
Oh, sure. When Cecil recommends autoerotic asphyxiation, it's fine. But when I do it, it can't be a new podcast. I hate being the new guy.
Okay, but question, why are the safety features only mentioned on the ass vibrator?
Right.
Like, I feel like you can lose stuff in a vagina too, right? Isn't that? I feel that way all the time, honestly. Maybe you attach a tile. I feel like that would.
All right, so we've also got the butterfly. This is the must-have for hands-free clitoral stimulation, apparently. It's a vibrator that straps around your legs and waist. It comes in both traditional and remote control, and you can get it with anal or vaginal stimulators.
Plus, it's a diaper, which is obviously perfect. So, win-win.
All right, so we've also got the vibrating cock ring. That would be a vibrator inserted in or attached to a cock ring so that the guy can pretend he had something to do with it. Under this one, it says, usually cordless, in parentheses. Usually.
Usually, what the fuck? I get tangled in the pillows. A power cord. I ended up trussed up like a Thanksgiving goose.
Okay.
You end up like T. Midge.
It would be terrifying.
Okay, sorry, quick question. What is a cock ring?
Everybody's uncomfortable now.
Well, Heath, it is a ring that you put around your penis, and it goes around the base, and then as you are having sex, it provides pleasure to the clitoris.
Why would that help? What?
Why would that help? Why would that hinder? Let me turn this around on you.
What's the ring made of?
Silicone with a little bubbity in there. It's got a little in there.
Does it go over the balls or just on the?
No, it does not go over the balls. If it goes over the balls, that's for you.
I feel like it would be cold. I would worry it would be cold.
Question, Noah, what is the 14th kind of vibrator?
Well, we've also got dual area vibrators. This one is just here in case you were worried the people compiling this list had figured out how Venn diagrams work. Yet they have not. The next one, though, is triple area vibrators for the multitasker who doesn't have time to stimulate her clitoris, vagina, and asshole separately. I mean, come on.
Honey, you know, I'm just actually just going to be in the other room. I'm just
Cool, I'll be stabbing myself in the poondoggle with a trident. Multitasker!
I feel like there's no going back after the triple play, though. Like, that's just...
Yeah,
once you tag in Poseidon, you're done. You're done. It's fucking wet as fuck
we
down
just
there.
keep getting more obsolete as the list goes down. Yeah. All right, so 16, we have multi-speed vibrators. Again, fucking Venn diagrams, people. Give me a break.
But I like the idea that some people want like a super slow setting, like to fall asleep to, like like white noise and like ocean noises and ASMR on a speaker too. I could get into that.
Yeah, shocking multi-speeds. Even the goddamn vibrator has to have a 4-play setting.
And then last but not least, we have smart vibrators. Don't worry, vagina dentata isn't scary if it's Bluetooth. So yeah, these are vibrators that you can control online. The first smart vibrator, by the way, was crowdfunded because you bet your ass it was.
Yeah, on Cockstarter.
So now before we wrap this episode up, I need to point out that there's a section in the wiki titled Legal and Ethical Issues, where we're reminded that in Indiana, it's illegal to sell vibrators, and that until recently, there were a lot of states where you couldn't even get them online. But a lot of those laws have fallen to legal challenges, like when a U.S. appeals court overturned a Texas statute banning the sale of vibrators on the grounds that it violated the right of privacy guaranteed by the 14th Amendment. As of 2009, Alabama is the only state where a law prohibiting the sale of sex toys remains on the books, but Alabama residents are still allowed to buy vibrators as long as they bring a doctor's note.
Okay, says here you have a prescription from one Dr. Feelgood. Okay, everything looks to be in order then.
Oh, I want to know that they have vibrator doctors the way that California had weed doctors when they first legalized. Just like, yeah, I've got,
They do.
got anxiety.
My whispering eye has glaucoma. I need to That's awesome. Is it real? You said it was illegal in Indiana?
I think so, to sell them. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm really close to the border of Indiana. I'm just gonna like go to an alley and be like, dicks. See what happens.
Keith, pro tip, don't do that.
I got two. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. All right. Noah, if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, what would it be?
Apparently, women have orgasms too. Who knew?
Cool. Citation needed. And are you ready for a quiz from the panel?
I am buzzing with anticipation, Heath. That's what you're hearing. Buzzing with anticipation.
All right, Noah. What's the best song to play when you're breaking up with your vibrator? A, In Too Deep. B, Tainted Love. C, Ain't No Sunshine. Or D, anything performed by Pink.
All right. Can't be A. Let's face it, if it was In Too Deep, she wouldn't be breaking up with it. Tainted Love is very clearly about contracting syphilis. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to the lyrics, but that's definitely what that's about. I'm pretty sure vibrators don't have that. I'm going to go with C, Ain't No Sunshine, because there's not in a vagina, usually.
You are correct.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Men's sex toys have a long way to go before they catch up to the vibrator market. Why is that? A, because the only market research ever done was, can I fuck it? B, because getting 6 dudes to drink wine and giggle while they pass around a porn star's molded silicone asshole just didn't quite catch on.
Speak for yourself.
Shame.
Or C, because it's hard enough to remind men to clean a dish after every use.
All right. This is a tough one.
True one.
It's a thinker. Okay, well, it can't be A because that's a matter of will no matter what the subject is. You don't have to do marketing research. We know guys can fuck it indeed. It can't be B because that definitely caught on, and you know that I know that because it's how we all met. So, process of elimination, I'm pretty sure it was C.
Yeah, all right.
So, Noah, to celebrate our 69th episode, I've created a vibrator for each member of our cast. Which do you think will sell the best? Is it A, the Bosnick, twisted, pocket-sized, and broken? B, the Heath. It's a vibrator and a flask, but it doesn't work with your phone.
Perfect.
C, the Cecil. Gets the job done. Beard attachment not included. D, the Noah. Coal-powered. Gives you notes when you're done.
May not have masturbated correctly.
Or is it E? Or is it E, the Tom? Doesn't work.
All right, well, obviously it's C, the Cecil, because his wife is the only one that regularly comes on the show.
All right. Nobody stumped you, Noah. You win. So you get to pick.
All right, well, that's next week is the live show in Chicago, so I'm going to go with the guy best suited to remain audible in a theater. If the mics go out, I'll go with Tom.
Winning by volume.
All right. I'm going to toss it over to Sarah for last week's Twitter answer and this week's Twitter question.
Thanks, Heath. Last week's question was, if you could pack only one thing, what would you bring from Scotland to Panama? The answer comes from Ryan Stott on Twitter with this. If I'm leaving Scotland to go to an inhospitable, disease-filled jungle, I'd bring my golf balls and clubs so I could choke myself on the balls and bash my head in with the clubs, which is actually the most pleasant thing I can think of doing with golf balls and clubs. This week's question is, what's the best name for a vibrator? Just retweet or Facebook share this episode with your answer for a chance to be next week's winner. Well, not next week. The next couple of weeks will be the live performances in Chicago. but when we return to our regular schedule, we'll read the winner. Back to you, Heath.
All right. Well, for Tom, Cecil, Noah, and Eli, I'm Heath. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week, and by then, Tom will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can hear more from Tom and Cecil on cognitive dissonance, and you can hear more from Eli, Noah, and myself on The Scathing Atheist, The Skeptocrat, and God-Awful Movies. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, listen to past episodes, connect on social media, or take a look at the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com.
And donate quick because we're going to Chicago. I mean, the odds that one of us isn't going to get shot are pretty low.